Hi guys, here we are reporting live, the Y spot coming in hot. Today I'm doing this easy AF makeup tutorial. The reason it's called that is because I literally just slapped this on real quick just to make myself look presentable most days. So if you want to know how to go from zero to hero real quick, then stay tuned. Okay, first things first, I'm going to spray my face with this Arbonne Let It Set Refreshing Finishing Spray. So I like to do this before I put anything on my face, just because I feel like everything meshes together better when it's moist. I hate that word. So I'm going to hose this down. Okay. It's also very refreshing, and it doesn't smell weird. Okay, we're gonna do brows. So I always do my brows first. I just feel like that's preference for me. You don't have to do it that way. So I use the Arbonne Shape It Up Brow Pencil in the shade Light. There it is. So one end has a spoolie and the other end is your pencil. So I'm just gonna brush my brows out real quick to make sure all the hairs are going the right way. So this is basically how I just pop these on. I start at the arch and I just slowly fill them in. I don't really need to do a lot since my brow girl is amazing, but for most people I feel like the best advice for brows is if you start in the middle and work your way out. That just works for me. I used to try to start from the beginning and I'd have like a racetrack by the end of it, you know, so there's that. I also really like this product because it's kind of like a waxy finish, so I feel like it stays and it keeps the hairs in place. Okay, moving on. Next thing I'm gonna do is concealer. So I'm gonna use my Arbonne concealer. This is the shade Fair. Okay, so basically I just slap this shit on. I just put it wherever I feel I need it, definitely under the eyes since I did just have a baby. So I'm just gonna kind of go to town here, and when you're in a rush it can really come together this way, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit here, up there, cover up this little situation over here. All right, hormones, I see you. See you, boo. Okay. Man Spot's such a lucky person. Like, I mean, he probably was like, I hit the jackpot with my wife. Okay, here we go. Now I'm gonna blend this all together using this e.l.f. foundation blurring brush. I bought this at Target for, I believe, $3. Thank me later. And I'm just gonna go into circular motions. My mirror is bouncing. And I just kind of work it like all over. And the reason I'm just using concealer for this is because since it's so fast and I don't have time to put on foundation, I feel like when I put on foundation I have to literally blend it out so perfectly for me to be satisfied with it, you know? And I just don't have time for that right now. So I've converted myself to a brush and concealer, and I can really surprise myself this way. I mean, there have been some times where I'll do my makeup and I'm like, girl, you got it together with just a little bit of stuff, you know? Miracles can happen. Miracles can happen. Okay, so then I just kind of blend this all over, up onto my eyelids, you know, even it out. We don't want to look all weird. Okay. And I just really, the key here is just blending it out. So I'll probably go back in to a few little areas just because I really, if I have a blemish or something, I like to go over that definitely twice. Not necessarily my whole face, but just if it bothers me, I just prefer to have that type of coverage. So, you know, I feel like I'm just explaining why I do this, so people understand, you know, and then like once you know, and you're like, wow, that makes sense why she does her stuff that way. I'm like, thank you very much. Then I'm also gonna spray down my face again. I don't always do this, but I just feel like it keeps it nice and like dewy, and just like the products just melt easier this way. That's just what I think. What am I doing? I'm going to set my face. So first of all, I'm going to use my Arbonne Setting Pretty Translucent Loose Powder. This just comes, it's translucent, so you know that's the shade. I'm going to use this. And this way, my face just doesn't move, because with concealer, I feel like if you aren't setting it, like what are you doing with your life, you know? Just saying. So I'm going to take this pointed Morphe brush at M438. Looks like this. I'm going to dip it in and set under my eyes. Okay, then I'm going to take this. This is just a Real Techniques fluffy brush. I always have a fluffy brush when I do my face. It's always been that way. I just feel like I need a good big brush to like blend everything together. So I'm just gonna kind of put this all over just to make sure everything is set. So I kind of dab it on, just kind of lightly, not really brushing hard. Really like this powder because I feel like it can still look like slightly luminous. It kind of has a little bit of like a sheen. I wouldn't say a sparkle, but a sheen. There's a big difference there. Good-oak. Artichoke. Next up, I'm going to be using my Arbonne bronzer. Looks like this. We're gonna just brighten this shit up. I'm gonna use this Lexi 181 brush. It's a dual-ended one. It was part of the JD Wadey collaboration. If you don't follow her, you probably should. She was like one of the first beauty bloggers I followed. Homegirl used to have a blog, like a blog of her makeup pictures. I was like, what? She's old school. Anyway, so I'm gonna dip that in and just start working this around my face. So I really just do this fast as hell usually, because I'm just trying to make myself look alive and not Casper. Usually I have self tanner on, so I'm a little bit darker, but right now, girl, work this in a lot into my forehead area, here, here, and here, and then I kind of just blend it all in. If not, I feel like it can just look weird, you know? I'm gonna dip back into the translucent powder just to blend this a little more, just so it looks smooth. I feel like this is just, it's a key step, you know? Okay, now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put on a little bit of blush, and I'm gonna use the NYX Baked Blush in Wanderlust. And I'm gonna apply that with a little e.l.f. brush. So I'm just gonna dip that in real quick, put it on the apples of my cheeks, and kind of work that back in to my cheekbones. Pro tip, I'm gonna blow your mind. So to make my eyes look alive, I'm gonna take a little brush. This is just filthy. Oh good God. This, hold on, I gotta wipe this off. Morphe brush, I don't know which one it is, it's just an eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna dip it in my bronzer, just a little bit, and I'm just gonna use this as an eyeshadow. So this is where And this will come in really handy, this little tutorial, the easy AF tutorial, because you don't need to bring a lot of products. You don't necessarily need to bring an eyeshadow palette, you know what I'm saying? When we went to our friend's cabin, or if you're going anywhere, I just brought like concealer, bronzer, a couple powders, like it's just chill. So, and I feel like this is like a universal thing. Like you could honestly use this on any skin type and it would just look pretty. You're just looking alive, you know, just bronze me up a little bit. So now I'm just going to set my brows. So at this point in time, I go back and I touch them up wherever I think they need to be touched up. So I'm just gonna fix this. And again, if I was just hauling ass through this, I would have been done, you know. Then I'm gonna take my Anastasia Beverly Hills clear brow gel, and this I just go through and stroke them. This, they will not move. These brows will not move. If you want your brows to stay, I swear, I've used this product honestly for probably 4 years. Yeah, it's an OG. Okay. Brows are set. So now I'm gonna curl my lashes because I have real lashes. I don't have eyelash extensions. I can't commit. Curl my lashes. And I'm going to put on mascara. I'm going to use my Arbonne. It's a Long Story mascara. Fun fact, I cannot use any other mascara now that I've switched most of my stuff over to Arbonne, especially my mascara, because any other one burns my eyeballs off. So there's that. So nothing crazy with how I apply this. So now that we have our mascara on, I'm just gonna go underneath my eyes. Yep, underneath my eyes. I'm gonna use this Morphe flat brush, dip that back in my bronzer. And you don't have to do this. Like, I really just do it because this is what I do fast, and I know it works, and I know I'm gonna look okay. Like, I know I might make it, you know? Plus, if you want your eyes to look a little bigger, this is the way to go. You wanna, you know, try to cover up dark circles, this is the way to go. Got you. Got you. Okay, now I'm going to use this slightly pointed brush by, I think it's from like Tarte, Sonia Kashuk, whatever. I'm going to blend this out. I'm going to go back in with my pointed brush and just kind of wipe away if there's any excess powder, you know, that flew on down there. Okay, now I'm going to highlight my face. If you aren't doing this, I honestly don't know what you're doing with your life. If I had a choice of only, I'd have to give myself 2 products. It would be a concealer and a highlighter. I'm gonna use the Laura Geller Gilded Honey. This is one of my favorite highlighters, and I'm gonna use this e.l.f. fan brush. I really like to apply my highlighter with a fan brush. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. This one, pretty sure was $3 at Target. Highly recommend. Okay. Oh, okay. We're there. She's back. Okay. And I work it onto my cheekbones because I'm like, I am so happy. Just kidding. Crack myself up. Work it over here. I really go kind of a little hazardous with the highlighter. I get excited. I just feel like nothing looks better than a highlighted face. You're just like looking alive. I just am not a matte person. I just don't, I don't know. I just feel like it makes your skin look like youthful. You're just like glowing. Okay, so I'm gonna use my fluffy brush again. So I go back in with this damn brush quite a bit. And let's see. Okay, now I'm gonna set my face again using my setting spray. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna do our lips now. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna use the NYX lip liner in nude pink. This has seen better days, obviously. Any lip liner, honestly, will work. I just feel like it's all about the shade, you know? Or however, whatever you prefer. So, go in. Okay, now I'm going to put on my lipstick. I'm using my OG favorite. It's the Tarteist Lip Paint in the shade Exposed. I use this literally every day. Literally every day. It just works for me. So, highly recommend. Okay, and then I'm gonna go over top of that, and I'm gonna use my Arbonne gloss in the shade Mallow. Looks like this. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on. And there you have it. That's what we do. That's just what we do here, folks. Oh, Miss America! Miss America!